Thank you, Gupta Garu, Rathvir Garu, Srinivas Garu, for your valuable opinion on the draft policy for MSMEs. The government has recognized the importance of MSME in 2015 itself. They constituted a committee, single one-man committee that given report in 2017. Now the committee recommendations are accepted by the Development Commissioner of MSME 21 itself. Now this draft policy has been made public so that any suggestions can be accepted from the entrepreneurs, financial institutions, customers, anybody. They can give suggestions to upgrade to make reality the expectations of the MSME. The 8 sections are: one is intergovernmental role and responsibility. It means MSME is not only MSME has to deal not only with state governments, the local administration as well as central government also involvement is there. So that there should be one correlation among all the administration regulators from the local administration, state government as well as central government. In that direction, the effort has been taken to include all the regulators, that is Reserve Bank of India, SIDBI, and other private lenders also, and maybe NBFCs, and others also made involved in the draft policy, so that all the governmental role from central to local administration will be covered. Next one is legislation regulatory framework for MSMEs in India. That is with regarding the receivables payable to amounts payable to MSMEs. That is the most important aspect, because many of the MSMEs became NPA only due to receivables. They are having a lot of higher receivables from corporate entities, public sector undertakings, government organizations. That resulted into a delay in payments by the MSME entrepreneurs, and that resulted into NPA their loan account as NPA. To avoid this situation, the central government is proposed to constitute a district level facilitation center, so that all the issues of the MSME are addressed at the local level itself. Means now the facilitation centers may be at state capital, but if it is the facility centers also proposed to be established in district level also, so that can help the facility center can help the local MSME units in many aspects. Wherever the entrepreneur cannot go, may not be able to approach the state level facilitation center. See, many of the MSME entrepreneurs are either proprietor based or partnership or family based, so they may not be in a position to contact so many regulators, to interact with so many government authorities, finance institutions, and so that will take lot of time, lot of energy, lot of efforts, and that will to reduce that time consumption and time, energy, and also to encourage MSME entrepreneurs. This intergovernmental legislation regulatory framework system has been proposed. Next one is access to financial assistance to MSMEs. See, until now the banks, financial institutions used to lend to MSME based on the bank balance sheet and also security and cash flow erased thereon. But now the financial help may be based on bank statement, GST data, and standardized scoreboards, so that it will be easy for the financial institution to lend the MSME, and that will, because the GST statements are all means that is authenticated document, as well as bank transactions are also authenticated. All these will help to get easy finance for MSME. In that direction, this financial access to financial assistance to MSME is suggested, proposed. Next one is technology upgradation. Every time there is a scope for technology upgradation to improve the productivity, to increase the production, and also reduce the cost, and to increase the labor cost as well as material cost, and to increase the productivity results into increased profits. So this upgradation, and also means that sharing of information about upgradation also important, because the MSME entrepreneur may not be in a position to know about the latest upgradation. There is one standard operating procedure is going to be implemented to address, also to upgrade the technological upgradation, latest upgradation, technology developments in their area of industry. Next is knowledge management. Many of the innovations or creativities are from the individuals. They are having interest to create and to renovate new things, and there are many of the top higher activities are created goods or services or products are created by with the talent of technological persons, maybe those who are MSME entrepreneurs. So that knowledge management is most important. The knowledge of the entrepreneur should be encouraged, and also it should be converted into commercialized, and that commercialized should result into employment generation, wealth creation, and also new production of goods and services, and also we can say wealth creation for the benefit of the longer period. Another one is ease of doing business. This one is there's a long demand from MSME centers because MSMEs are overburdened with compliances, means with they have to file the details with GST, income tax, and as well as labor department, financial institutions, and if it is a company, it has to file with Ministry of Corporate Affairs also. All these are creating a lot of complaints. To reduce that complaints, the government is also proposing to have a single format of one written filing means one written complaints of filing, only one written applicable for all regulators, so it will reduce the burden of complaints by the entrepreneurs to a great extent. Next one is skill development. We have seen out of the engineers 100 engineers pass it from the engineering institution, only 14% are eligible for employment, and 86 people, the balance 86 people are not eligible for employment. So these 100 people needs skill development facility, means their education is not sufficient to get employment or to undertake entrepreneurship. So to make them self-employed, to make them employable, to make the students workable for in the manufacturing sector, their skill has to be upgraded. Means that they should be provided with training and experience in education institutions itself. So that skill development centers are also going to be initiated, and that will be useful for the MSME entrepreneurs, more useful for MSME entrepreneurs. Next, another one is in India, the lot of in India establishing an organization is very simple. Sometimes some organization is very simple, but closing is very difficult. Exiting from the business is very difficult. Every time businessman cannot be successful. Sometimes they may have to change the business, or they may have to leave the business. Once better opportunity, better possible alternatives available. So there should be a simple exit code, simple exit process. So with this MSME policy, the government is proposing to reduce the voluntary exit compliance, so that it will reduce his filing compliances or completion or judiciary steps, and all these things should be reduced to a single regulator, and that will help the entrepreneurs to come out from the business easily, and if he wants to, he can go for alternative areas of employment or earning also. So these are some of the 8 areas the government identified, and which are the government is expecting suggestions. The government is inviting suggestions from entrepreneurs to upgrade or to include or to make changes in this policy. That will be more helpful that will be more helpful to the MSME entrepreneurs. I think this will be an opportunity for entrepreneurs to give their suggestions to make the policy more acceptable, implementable, and also viable for entrepreneurs to implement, and that will be beneficial for the MSME. Now you guys have seen the encouragement MSME. If the MSME is encouraged, that will now the MSME is providing employment to nearly 45% of the employment, and exports also nearly 40% of exports are from MSME only, and these MSME units are means acting as bridge between the raw materials and finished products by supplying auxiliary parts to large corporates or public sector undertakings. So now we have seen in defense industry also, in defense sector also, the government has notified some any project with less than 200, any contract with less than 200 crores only for MSME, so that the MSME will be encouraged and the MSME will be given an opportunity. And that one most important thing is the financial assistance to MSME. The bankers, financial institutions, until now what they followed is the NPA norms of 90 days. But for MSME needs, MSME, that 90 days limit may not be sufficient, because that 90 days may be helpful for trading purpose, trading units or trading organizations. The purchase and sale, there is no operation. They can reduce the price and they can sell it. But whereas in the case of manufacturing sector, they have to purchase the raw materials and you start they have to verify test the verification and also produce that, and they have to send for acceptance by the purchaser, and then the payment will be sent by the purchaser. So all this process sometimes it may take 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, sometimes 1 year also. For this purpose, if the at least exclusively for manufacturing sector, the NPA time limit may be enhanced from 90 days to 365 days, so that the manufacturing sector is well protected from the stringent recovery action by the financial institutions. This is now we can see for agriculture, the two crops facilities available. Why not the same, the 365 days NPA limits for manufacturing sector, especially MSME. These are some of our suggestions. We will continue to suggest the government about the policy and some more suggestions also. Thank you.